Government is really saying, look, we got to go with electrification. But when the rubber meets the road, when people have to make that decision and a lot of money's involved, we're starting to see that that's starting to take a bit of a hit.
Car manufacturers are rolling out electric cars faster than ever. However, amidst this rush, one group is feeling the pinch the most: the dealers. They are the vital link between car makers and buyers, and now they find themselves stuck with stacks of new electric vehicles that aren't selling as expected. In 2024, dealers are grappling with a mounting inventory of EVs. Wondering why? Let's explore the 7 key reasons behind the shift. The era of early adopters for electric vehicles, or EVs, has ended, and most people aren't willing to pay extra just for zero emissions. For the average consumer, EVs are still too expensive. In 2023, the typical price for a new car was about $48,000, whereas electric cars average close to $60,000. That price gap is significant, especially with higher interest rates adding to the cost of loans. Buyers are wary of adding extra expenses. It's no surprise that the slowest selling EVs are the luxury models like the Porsche Taycan, starting at around $92,000 and often going into 6 figures. These models have a 239-day supply on the market. Other luxury EVs such as the Mercedes EQS and EQS SUV also struggle to sell. High prices are a big reason, but not the only one. Even mainstream EVs are piling up on dealer lots. For example, the Mustang Mach-E has a 200-day supply, with over 177,000 units sitting unsold across the US. Even well-known models like the Nissan Leaf are slow movers, with a 161-day supply. Overall, the high cost remains a major barrier. However, it's not just about the price. Supply chain issues and market dynamics also play significant roles in the EV market slowdown. From a buyer's perspective, there are still many uncertainties surrounding electric vehicles. It's not just about their high prices. Practical concerns also play a significant role. One major issue is their limited range compared to traditional gasoline cars. Most EVs can go a little over 300 miles on a full charge, which can be restrictive for long trips. While EVs work well for short distances like daily commutes, planning a long journey can be challenging. Drivers need to carefully plan for charging stops, which can be time-consuming and logistically tricky. Because of these challenges, it's no surprise that many EV owners still keep one or more gasoline-powered cars. Depending solely on EVs doesn't seem practical right now to these people. A few years ago, both Biden's officials and car makers were very hopeful about electric cars. They believed that a big change in how cars work would happen quickly. They thought that by 2032, 2/3 of all new cars would be electric. However, it appears these predictions were based more on hopes than they were solid research. At that time, electric cars were trendy, especially among tech fans and wealthy buyers who liked new gadgets. Now things aren't going as smoothly as expected. After a few years of almost doubling in sales each year, last year showed a slowdown. Electric cars now make up almost 8% of all cars sold, which is much less than expected. In 2024, this slowdown in growth is continuing. In January, sales grew only 40% compared to the previous year. Meanwhile, car companies, both old and new ones, are making a lot of electric cars. They're making more than ever before. The result? There are now more electric cars available than people want to buy. Car lots are full, and dealers are having trouble selling all these battery-powered cars. As mentioned earlier, electric vehicles are gathering dust on dealer lots, with the market flooded with more cars than people are buying. On average, there's over a 100-day supply sitting around waiting to be sold. Car makers understand that EVs aren't selling fast, and they know this can change suddenly. That's why some manufacturers have already reduced how many cars they'll make this year. For example, the all-electric F-150 will see production cut by half from what was originally planned. On the flip side, some car makers are still making lots of new EVs despite slow sales. Why? It's pretty straightforward. They want to have enough supply just in case. Making electric cars isn't easy. There are constant problems with getting the right parts and batteries, and production lines aren't running as smoothly as they could. That's why many car makers end up producing more EVs than they can actually sell. They do this because they never know when production might suddenly stop for some reason. And once again, it's the dealers who are left with the most cars they can't sell. Another reason why EV sales are slowing down is that recent studies reveal they are significantly less reliable than traditional gas-powered cars. According to Consumer Reports' latest study, covering 300,000 vehicles from 2000 to 2023, electric cars experience 80% more problems than their gas-powered counterparts. This finding contrasts sharply with previous beliefs that EVs are more reliable and require less maintenance. In theory, EVs should be more reliable due to their simpler design with fewer moving parts compared to gas cars. However, in practice, EVs are still new technology that require refinement. Owners frequently encounter issues with batteries, charging systems, and other components like infotainment and digital controls. Build quality is also a concern, with problems like misalignment and faulty assembly being common complaints among EV owners. These reliability issues contribute to consumer hesitation when considering an EV purchase. Some people feel the growth of EVs is stunted because the government is putting too much focus on them instead of letting the sales happen organically. However, if we look at how greenhouse gas emissions are affecting the climate and how rapidly our climate is changing, it's important that we take steps to mitigate this disaster. However, it's important to understand that people require time to adapt to new conditions, and the same applies in the case of EV ownership. To charge an EV, one has to plan and spend more time than when refueling a gasoline vehicle. And if you forget to charge your car at night when you come home, this could be a problem when you need to head to work the next day. EV ownership also comes with a new form of car ownership experience. Maintenance shifts to software updates instead of conventional tasks such as oil changes, which are problematic for dealers. Many EVs remain in dealerships for months waiting for repairs because of software problems, and after warranties are up, owners may have to pay even more for repairs. Also, EVs are more expensive than gas-powered cars at the initial purchase. Additionally, insurance costs are relatively high because of the cost of repairing the vehicles and other related factors. Another disadvantage of EVs is that they have a higher rate of depreciation compared to conventional vehicles, which affects resale value. Even potential buyers are reluctant to buy an EV. New cars are piling up at dealerships, and one of the main reasons for this hesitation is the imperfect charging network that is still under development in many countries, including the US. From the user's perspective, this results in several disadvantages. First, there are not enough charging points, even in large cities. Second, charging can be time-consuming because not all public chargers are fast chargers. Do you think these issues will be resolved soon, or do you see other factors affecting the future of electric cars? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more.